Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
late night. There was tanks all over Peachtree, and we invaded the Georgia Pacific building, shooting the place up. 1985.
So what was that like? Well, what got you to that place? Because that seems like a big jump from wanting to do a thing to now you're doing the thing.
Well, that was just a fluke. We signed up. They needed some people. It was an uncredited role, but we had a lot of fun. I worked the lights in theater in high school, and I'd be on the catwalk going, those people are horrible. But I wanted to act, but they weren't ready to see an Asian in tights in Shakespeare in small town Asheville. So I thought I'd wait till I get to a larger city, Atlanta,
Yeah.
and take some classes to see if I like it and see if I got what it takes. And I enjoyed it, and I went into the 2-year program over there and took as many courses, and then moved thinking, okay, it's time to go to LA.
Yeah.
Me and that fellow, Pete, friend of mine, me, one other guy, Alan, 3 of us got in our cars, separate cars, went to Radio Shack, got the headset that had line of sight where you can communicate.
Yeah.
Pre-cell phone, of course, and we moved to Los Angeles to see if we could make it. It didn't last long for various reasons. Alan's VW 67 Beetle died on the way there in Phoenix, so we left him there. Pete and I continued, got a place in Koreatown there off of Wilshire Boulevard, a little efficiency.
Yeah.
It's pretty dangerous there. You have to lay down suppressing fire to get to the front door. And then Pete got homesick and wanted to come back to Atlanta. I go, what about our pinky promise of,
Yeah.
trying to make it? So I was left by myself, going through my savings, didn't have a job, didn't know anybody. My former roommates here were saying, hey, this guy who's subletting your room, we don't like him. You need to do something. I go, you know what? Maybe timing's off. I'll come back. And so I worked this market, 86 until now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Same agent.
so what made you? Where was the point where you said? And it sounds like in high school you kind of made the decision, but what was the inflection point where you went, yeah, I actually want to do this in a serious capacity? I didn't want to do it as a professional. This is like not just something I'm going to do in high school, but this is something that has value in my life.
Well, in high school, I was just saying, I think I could do it. But it's when I was at the Alliance Theater that I go, I can see doing this for a long time. I really enjoyed it. I was decent at it. And I thought, what occupation can you make use of being able to do a lot of things good? Not great, but good enough, passable enough, and that's acting. Because you're called to do all kinds of things, and the more variety of things you can do that you have in your resume, you can market yourself a little more completely.
Did you ever go through periods of stage fright?
Yes, I still do. Still do. Maybe it's not fright at this point. It's just the excitement. Yeah, you get a little nervous, dry throat, sweaty palms. But for me now, after all these years, it's more excitement and worry about don't mess it up. You got to do your best work. Don't get this in the way.
So,
Yeah.
So when you're first starting out, what do you do to prevent that from getting in the way?
Well, I took a good number of improv classes where you try not to think too much. You listen, active listening, reacting, and that gets you out of your head.
Would that be the best course of action?
Well, there's a lot of different things too. Breathing exercises,
Yeah.
and being confidently off book, meaning you're rehearsed, got your script memorized. because that gets in the way of your potential of tapping into your best performance.
So then, how do you even know when you haven't memorized? What gives you the confidence, whatever, to go off script, to ad lib?
Well, it depends on the project how much you can ad lib.
Okay.
Usually,
Based on the director?
director, writer, director. Yeah. If the writer is the director, then they putting those words in for a reason. There's nothing superfluous. So you want to make sure you hit it the way they wrote it. And
is there a freedom in speaking someone else's words that you don't feel an emotional connection to those words, so that if the words are garbage, you don't take ownership maybe in the same way as if you were the one that invented the words?
True. There's a lot of times where I go, that's weird phrasing. I'd never say it that way. I'm not feeling it, but I'm not going to change it unless I get permission. Sometimes you can just say, hey, can I say it this way? I'm having a hard time feeling it to where I'm delivering it naturally. If they say no, then I got to find a way in my mind to what is the meaning, what is the intent of this phraseology.
Were there various times where you either looked at giving it up, or looked at turning down a project, or looked at accepting a project that you weren't sure about? Were there various times where that's happened, and then that made, looking back on it, made a big difference?
Well, I rarely turned anything down. I just love to work. I just want to be on set, get those juices flowing. And that's why I have never joined the Screen Actors Guild. When I'm in Georgia as a right-to-work state, I won't be able to work those indie films. And I keep asking my agent, now? Shall I join now? They said, as long as you're not doing 50% SAG work, don't bother.
What's the point? Yeah.
Because you won't be able to do those indie films. And some people don't want to do the indie films. It's like, it's not worth my time. It's not paying as much as a SAG. But I just love to work. And so I rarely turn anything down. And my agent's grateful for that. And I have never, since 1986, thought, oh, I'm going to quit. It's not for me. Because I've had a great gig, a great job for 34 years as a part-timer doing corporate video, photography, live events, stuff that is creative and fulfilling, and I still get joy out of it. It allows me to travel and flexible schedule, which is gold as an actor. Many of my peers have to call in sick or get someone to cover, and the stress of that. I don't have any of that, and so I'm able to pursue it full on. Some people might say, like David Mamet would say, if you got a fallback, you're going to fall back. Maybe I'm not as hungry because I got a great gig, a part-time gig that allows me the freedom, and I got full benefits as if I were full-time. So that's why I couldn't say in LA, I could never have gotten such a sweet situation.
And you've been here for how long?
34 years, got the gold badge.
Nice, I love it.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Did you know that, was that a strategy that you consciously thought that this would give you that flexibility when you took it? Or was that something that was just a happy benefit?
Happy, serendipitous. I was doing a friend a favor because I worked in film and TV production as a way to get more acting work. I thought, hey, what if I'm behind the lens? I can just kind of say, hey, by the way, but it never worked that way. You're there, hired to do a job. You know, I'd say, hey, here's my resume. Oh, great, that's great. Can you move that light a little bit closer?
So you and your thinking was, hey, I'll be on set, I'll be a transition. And that did not work out, but you took the opportunity and it ended up being something better.
Yeah, because I really like production work. And TV film production is up and down, just like acting. And so a buddy of mine who was in production said, hey, you should do some corporate video, audio video, because that'll help fill in, especially in the summer when there's people on hiatus. I go, that's an excellent idea. So I worked, just like in TV film, worked from the ground up.
Yeah.
Doing the manual hotel work, setting up screens, and on-the-job training of video projectors, how to tweak them and focus and line them up, and cameras, got familiar with video cameras. And I was doing a friend a favor. He double booked himself. And one of the gigs was here at this part-time job. He said, hey, I'm double booked. I owe you if you do this 2-week, kind of a boring corporate shoot. I said, all right, you owe me. And I never left.
Oh, wow.
After the 2 weeks, the guy who hired me on as a contractor said, hey, our part-time guy's leaving, our permalancer, a permanent freelancer. Do you want that position? I go, yes. I don't have to knock on doors for both production and acting. I'll have a home base. And lo and behold, they let me have the flexibility. I was a contractor for 4 years, flexible schedule, because the director at the time, his son was going to NYU in film, and he knew the pains.
Yeah.
And so he said, yeah, yes, that's fine. Just make sure our projects are covered. I said, oh, absolutely. And then when I went as a permanent employee part-timer, got grandfathered in, and in all this time, 34 years, I bet I've only missed 4 bookings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They were great bookings that would have had some nice residuals, which is really, as a actor who doesn't get the big roles, that's your bread and butter, the residuals, passive income.
Explain what residuals are and how they've changed over the years, because I think they have, right?
Yeah. Residuals are when you do a union job, Screen Actor Guild covered shoot, when it gets replayed, different, TV and film is different than a commercial, but commercials get residuals too.
Oh.
Yeah, when they're not played every time, but commercials like a cycle, a 6 or 7 week cycle. If it's renewed, you get another payday. If they do print off of that commercial, or point of purchase, there's so many different things that luckily Screen Actors Guild keeps up with. It's some kind of formula. And I'm just looking in the mailbox. Oh, hello. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
And so there are those opportunities, you said 4 of them, that you've had to pass up because of the gig, but this gig has been the steady thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have to talk myself down and going, I get to work with Denzel. I can't do it. There's a conflict. I got to be in China or wherever, which was the case for that one Denzel thing. I booked it. They said, we're going to shoot in November. A few weeks later, they called and said, hey, we got to move your scene up to like late October. I go, I'm in China. One day before I get back, they're going to shoot. I go, what if you hold off 1 extra day and I'll come back early on my dime? I said, no, films are a huge ordeal. You got tons of people, you're paying for location. They're going to stop the shoot or reschedule for a day player like myself? No. But I had to bite my tongue.
Yeah.
And, I'll snort cocaine on screen on some other movie, which actually was the theme.
Really?